You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Wednesday, March 18th, episode 3907, brought to you today by Chewy. Good morning, horse people.
Well, we have a fun show planned for you today, and we have two Where Are They Now segments today. Two of our past favorites and friends. Eventer Jacqueline Burke from Maryland's going to join us, and she's co-hosted the show a few times. And show jumper Emily Wood, who used to host the show jumping episode that we did for years on Horses in the Morning. Plus, this day in equine history takes us to Paris in the 1600s. And is there any weird news?
Yeah. We may visit your favorite place a few times.
I might have sent you one of those stories, I think.
It's just too easy. Florida's just too easy. It's like, here's your day.
Upper Michigan. Oh my God. The pictures out of there are unbelievable. They had 50 inches of snow with drifts, Jamie, that go up to the first floor of the roofs of the houses. One short video I saw showed somebody opening their garage door and it was a wall of snow. You couldn't see daylight.
Oh, I panic. My shortness of breath, just you talking about that.
They broke a new annual record of 347 inches in one town.
Now, let's be positive. Lots of people need that much water. Hey, we're in a drought, so send it down.
And then, did you hear about the asteroid in Ohio?
Okay, let's go. I was like, that can't be real.
It's real.
Seeing it was real.
A 7-ton asteroid that exploded over northern Ohio at around 9 a.m. on Tuesday released the power of 250 tons of TNT. It was approximately 6 feet in diameter and was traveling 40,000 miles an hour when it hit. It entered the Earth's atmosphere over Lake Erie at an altitude of about 50 miles and traveled 34 miles and then exploded into fragments about 30 miles above the Earth. And everybody from up there said they didn't know what it was. They thought it was an earthquake because it shook the houses. It was the sonic boom was that loud.
It says it went over Medina County. I used to live there. And to be fair, that is Amish country. Those poor Amish people.
They have no idea what happened.
Ouch.
Well, and then I saw a couple of interviews too, people that saw it, and there's video of it. They're caught on cams and stuff, car cams and things. People with everything going on in the world, they weren't too sure what it was because, a missile looks the same as a meteorite when it's...
Oh, gosh.
So there were some people freaking out. And the sonic boom was apparently it shook houses. People all over. Now, they did say those fragments could be all over Medina County. So if you find one, so... people out there meteor hunting right now all over northern Ohio.
Wow.
I didn't have that on the card. So pretty much this week, as we talked about on Monday, we've had every weather event you can think of in this country in 1 week. It's just
that is
nuts.
Insane. Yeah, we could go down the list, but it's exhausting.
It is. All right. Let's do some Daily Whinnies. We have some fun guests to get to.
From the podcast to the barn, here's some HITM birthday wishes to keep you warm. Happy birthday, friends.
Well, I keep forgetting that Chili's at the end there.
Hi, Chili.
Hey, welcome back. As an auditor, and it's also her birthday, is Kelly Gross. She just re-signed up after a few years off, and it's also her birthday today. I think she signed up 2 days ago so she'd hear her birthday message. That's what I think.
Hey, way to go.
And host of the Dressage Radio Show, Megan McIsaac. It's her birthday as well, so happy birthday to both of you.
Oh my God. I have really been struggling not talking about this until this show today. Well, I had like 12 hours. So yesterday, Homer and I made the trip up to northern Oklahoma City to go to the cancer doctor. And, I had my local vet here in Norman. Homer had this big lymph node that has been the constant problem through our whole cancer journey. And a week ago, it got
For
really
new listeners,
huge.
we're talking about Jamie's Basset Hound.
My Basset Hound Homer, who is like, oh my God, my child. Like, I love him so much. So I took him in and cancer's back. So I took him up to the, what do they call it when there's a cancer doctor?
Yeah, I should know. I go to one.
I know.
I can't think of the name right now.
That's a word.
Orthodontist keeps coming up, and that's totally not right.
I was thinking oncologist.
Thank you. See, I knew it started with an O.
So I took Homer to the orthodontist. Good God. Took Homer to the oncologist and had to leave him up there for a few hours. And they did a lot of tests and biopsies and smears and blood work and like all the things. And I'm going to read this here. Homer presented with a submandibular and and remember, I can't pronounce any of these things. So popliteal lymph nodes, they're palpable. Pyogranulomatous inflammation can occur when there are certain bacterial infections, and they had to do a microbial culture. And here's the sentence. I'm going to keep it together. His right popliteal lymph node has been aspirated for cytology, and cytology reveals a reactive lymph node hyperplasia. No cancerous cells can be seen.
Yay! Wow.
Oh my God. Like, I can't stop crying. Like, I cried for 5 days because they told me it was cancer, because that lymph node, it's like a freaking golf ball on the back of his leg, and it's tender and sore. So what they think is that he's got like some massive infection, like fungal infection or whatever, underneath that lymph node.
Which is common for those types of dogs too, right? I mean,
I don't know. But on Monday, he goes in for surgery to just remove the whole bloody thing. The whole thing is going to be taken
cancerous.
out.
Yeah.
And it's not cancerous. And she was like, we can't do any chemo, any steroids, nothing to suppress the immune system. And when they do take it out, they're going to run all the tests on it and go send it off. Now, I also want to give a daily Winnie to, good God, I couldn't have done any of this. I just made a silly decision when Homer was a puppy. He had crooked legs. I mean, he's a Basset Hound. Like, his legs were all crooked. I was like, oh my God, this dog is going to need.
You always have problem with the ears.
MCL, ear infection, all the things that happen to Basset Hounds. I was like, he's so odd looking that I was like, he's going to need some sort of surgical intervention to be sure he can like walk. But what I did is I insured him when he was a puppy. And obviously that insurance has proven they
lost money on this
important.
dog.
Oh, dear God. I mean, we're probably at 20. Like, if this was out of pocket, I probably would have spent 20 to 25,000 at this point.
Oh my God.
And when you get a bill from the insurance company or a bill from the vet, you pay it, right? Mm-hmm. And then they hand you the receipt. And what you do is you take a picture and I email it to the company. And literally by the time I go to bed that night, the money is back in my account. So what is this magical company you're talking about? They're not sponsors. I
wish they were.
Find them. I know. We need to find them because I need to talk to them because they're probably going to, that's why they don't call. They don't want to answer my calls.
They don't like customers like you.
I found them. Yeah, exactly. I found them on a webpage called We Rate Dogs, and they do a lot of like stuff for We Rate Dogs uses this insurance company. It's called Trupanion, and Trupanion is this company. And so when I have to book this surgery, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I can't even imagine how much lymph node surgery is going to cost. But they were like, we'll give you a quote and we'll send it over. I go, I don't care. Just do it. When I got to the vet yesterday, they were like, if it is a cancer and we need to treat it, do you want to treat it? And of course, then I broke down to show me, good, I want to treat it. And I was like, do all the things, all of it. But you guys, I wouldn't have that ability to make that answer had I not made an impulse decision on my crooked little basset.
And they
hound
haven't
leg
canceled
and
him yet, because usually when you have one accident with your car insurance, they cancel you.
for the rest of his life. He is covered for cancer. I had like $1,000 deductible because I was like, whatever, I'll be fine. And then this comes up and I paid that deductible off. And for the rest of his life, they pay 90%.
And what's it called again?
Trupanion. Trupanion. I think if you are interested in learning, I actually have like a discount code that they send all their clients. So I can send you a link, and I think it's like $25 off or whatever. I don't know, but I can send you that. If anybody wants to know, just email me. But I'm not kidding you. Like, it's not a commercial. They're not sponsors. I just am so amazed and impressed. And when you call them and you talk to them, they will like cry with you on the phone.
And like, you're talking to somebody in America, not India.
I'm talking to a actual American human who is compassionate, which is incredible. So anyway, not a commercial, like they're not paid sponsors, but it's awesome.
Well, I think that, and do they only do dogs, cats, or they don't do horses,
they
right?
Don't do horses, because I tried that too. I'm like, Amigo needs insurance.
But you know what? Your dog will cost you more than your horse at the vet sometimes, so...
I would have spent more this past like year on Homer than I paid for my new horse. So, like, I mean, it's crazy. So again,
Trupanion, you need to sponsor us. You get on it there.
I can't.
Ashley, get that done, Ashley.
But the good news is, I mean, again, it's not over. You know what I mean? Like, but like, this is a hell of a lot better than anything that I could have imagined. And then of course the doctor tells me, like, while I'm there, and she like pulls me into the side, like she was like, come on in here.
Oh no.
Like, oh, God.
Doctors are the worst.
And she's like, it's just really loud out there. I just want to talk to you. It's not bad. And I was like, what? And she sits me down. She's like, tells me the whole thing. And I mean, you want to talk about water, like eruption of tears in this place. And I walk out of the room and everybody's like, oh, that poor girl.
The dogs
like,
died. This is such good news after Monday's announcement that you made at the end of the show. This is such good news.
Oh,
Yay!
Thank you. Again,
Yay.
It's just all the things, all the feels.
Today's going to be a day of talking about health all the way around, I think, with our guests and with everything going on. But you know what? You just talked about customer service. Nobody has better customer service than Chewy.
That's darn true.
You know, I had a friend whose dog's heart medication they get at Chewy, and this dog has to have the heart medication, and it got caught up in shipping, got lost. I mean, I think it was FedEx this time. And when she called, Chewy's customer service said, okay, we're going to priority overnight you another bottle, and they did that at no cost. I mean, they are just really cool that way. You know, Jennifer has had things that didn't work, and they just say donate them to charity, and that's what she's done. She's donated them to local rescue here. You know, they're really cool. So whether you're battling mud season's coming, people, upgrading your grooming supplies or stocking up on electrolytes or ulcer guard, all of those things, Chewy delivers what you need right when you need it. Stay on track with vaccinations, dewormers, also that season, and daily supplements with trusted brands and the convenience of auto ship. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders over $49. It's never been simpler to keep your horse happy and healthy. Start your spring restock today at chewy.com/equine. We had another friend who had a dog that passed away, and they were on auto ship for some medication. They called Chewy, told them what happened, and Chewy sent them flowers and a card. They've been known to do that when they find out. They're so amazing that way. And she said it was signed by a whole bunch of people in customer service. So,
Aww.
I mean, that's just so cool. I don't know any company that does that. All right, we have to do one of these.
Join us as we chat with past guests to find out, where are they now?
And as you have requested that we explain a little bit more about the past guests before we bring them on, so I'm going to do that. Emily, we met years ago. We'll talk a little bit about that. But she also hosted this show for a little while. She did the show Jumping once a month and worked with you, I think. So
yes,
she's great. We love her. She's like a little sister to me, and you'll find out why. Here's Emily. Today, we're actually talking to two Where Are They Nows? And we have one of them here today who used to be a host on this show for a long time. She did the show jumping podcast once a month here on Horses in the Morning. And she's a good friend of ours, Emily Wood, former host of the Jumping Show. Hey, Emily.
Yay! Thanks for including me. I'm so happy to hear from you guys. And
I
Jamie.
I mean, seriously, I was like her side co-host for some of those episodes, Glenn. Don't forget, Emily and I were like a team.
We did. I know, we had a blast. So much fun.
Well,
Such a unique experience, truly, like with the 16 years and all of this. It's unbelievable. There's so many new different podcasts out, but HRN has something special. It really does. It's fun and yes, educational and all these things. And we're all nerds and love horses, but we had so much fun. Absolutely. And you all continue.
Do you
It's so
remember
cool.
what we met you at the trade show?
Yes.
Emily has a company called
I
Ask the Question. Do you remember what year it
Yes.
was?
It was so long ago. We deployed the very first airbag vest. We were like, do you remember they had the air, and I had like broken ribs that were healing, and I was like so scared, but I'm like, honestly, anything for the content, like let's do this, you know?
That's
We
right.
did it. I was so scared, and we got it on video, and it didn't compress the ribs at all. But yeah, it was at Ada. I mean, it had to have been, gosh, 2018.
Oh, it's earlier
20
than that, I even think.
Earlier
Yeah.
probably than that. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
maybe 2015 actually.
and I think I
2016.
courted you into co-hosting while you were there. Your first time I met her, I said,
Yeah.
"Up, you're on the show. Sit down, Mike."
I know. I know. And that was all locked in the in that complex with no windows, you know, for it's like a casino for days. You just crazy things happen. I became a radio co-host overnight. I emerged a radio co-host.
Jamie and I have met so many of our friends on the show here through those trade shows
Oh, I
over the
bet.
years. You know, it's been
I
a
bet.
lot of them. I can't believe how many people to this day that I met at those trade shows and we're still friends with to this
Oh
day.
man. That's so cool. Do you guys go still?
Yeah, I've been going
Nice.
to, yeah.
He does. They don't pay
Nice.
for me to travel anymore.
No, we don't let her out
And
of
it
the
is a
house.
bit of a travel and maybe not the most luxurious location to travel. If one was going to pick a holiday,
Well,
I could see why you wouldn't want to go. It is, I met so many good people too, people I'm still connected through with business and the clothing line and the horses too. I've toyed around with going back. We got quiet over COVID, and then I've as you know, really struggled with my health with the Lyme's disease and collateral damage and such from that. And then with COVID and everything at that time, I kind of ramped down a lot of my tax stores. It just not as many people were going into the tax stores. And then I just went slow and then decided now it's been a minute. Let me rechange the fabric and do a couple things. But I may end up back there at Ada. It's great networking. I mean, dang, I talked to so many people those couple of years that we went.
well, and yeah, of course it's S Equestrian, ECE Equestrian. You guys do custom shirts. Jamie, do you still wear them?
Oh my gosh, I still wear my Equestrian
Oh,
show coat and show shirt with the little pink on the inside of the collar. It's so cool. And oh my
oh,
God,
I
they
love
just
it.
last forever.
Oh, they do. I know. Which was my, I'm a hard working horse professional, primarily myself. I groom and all that. And so I was like, this thing needs to be indestructible. And then some of my marketing people along the way have been like, have you considered maybe like not making them
Yeah,
indestructible?
that is a bad
Because,
plan.
yeah, because then
So
people they don't have to rebuy them in a year. And I'm like, no, so it's been a
okay, so
double-edged sword.
I gotta tell you, you'll have to add this to the inside of your clothing because my husband was stationed in Korea in the military, and they
Oh,
used to
wow.
go and get these custom items of clothing from Mr. Kim. And on the inside, if you opened up like your jacket, Mr. Kim had sewn a tag in that says, "Look too good, last too long." And I really think
That's
that's
hilarious.
that's the
I literally,
Equestrian.
that is like our tagline. And I'm like, yes, could we source in China? Yes, could we do these things? But yeah, literally, it does last too long. That's hilarious.
Well, weren't you
That's
having
like
them
our
made in New York
tagline.
City? Weren't they?
We do.
Yeah.
And before it was cool, like we pay an arm and leg, to manufacture in this country. We never left. We're in Manhattan. We have a fabulous sewing room. And I didn't even really want to do the other coast. I'm originally from New York. Now I base full time in Wellington. I've always come down here showing with the circuit, and now my business is full time, but I still have people helping manage that are in New York. Yeah, they're right there close, so you can pop over and check things and make sure, and which is super hard. So yeah, I stayed doing Manhattan. I mean, fought tooth and nail to keep it there. You know, everyone's like, it's crazy. The prices are so much better if you'll just outsource, and we just never did. And lo and behold, you know, those folks are swimming upstream. They're going out of business left and right. It's the landscape has changed dramatically. So yeah, we, as always, proudly made in Manhattan's Garment District, 38th Street.
I remember here talking to you when you'd go up there and visit them. Have you ever sewn a shirt? Do you know how to use a sewing machine yourself?
I don't, which is a tragedy, and I never did go to fashion school, so it's just been a real mystery why it's even worked out. But I know what we want around the barns, and I did go and oversee, and they use huge, massive presses. They cut them out like a cookie cutter sheet, and because the fabric is athletic, high performance fabric, it needs to be hand stitched. They use the machines, but they guide it by hand, whereas a lot of other materials, they can just kind of blast it through the machines and the machine holds it taut and tight. But you can't do that with stretchy 2- and 4-way stretch fabric. So it's hard. A lot of sewing rooms won't even handle athletic fabric in this country. That was a challenge as well. But yeah, they do a great job. Thank God I never had to learn.
It's so funny. So Emily, you talked a little bit about your Lyme disease. That was another thing that brought you and I together, really. And
yes,
that's when we became
our
really
two
close.
Sick friends.
Two sick friends talking to each other. That was pretty much it, too. Jamie, do you remember the last time she was on this show? Talking about her, was it electric shock therapy?
Yes, I was trying all these different
frequencies. Do you remember that harrowing story?
Oh my God.
I feel like we were talking to you from a hospital bed or something.
Probably. You probably blocked it out. It was bad. All of it was bad. It was trauma and scary.
You sound
and nobody
better.
wants to endure. I am doing so much better. Thank you. It's been a long road. It was almost 7 years on long-term antibiotics and IVs and PICC lines and in and out of the hospitals. And I keep working and really transitioned my horse business into more sales over that time. And then as I was able to stop the long-term antibiotics and sort of sepsis-like emergencies, I have transitioned onto new protocols that are more, which is similar in keeping with some of the FSM, frequency specific microcurrent, which sometimes, yeah, it does hurt, but they're trying to get your nervous system to stop misfiring. So I did try some of that, and it did help quite a bit. But really just focusing back on now healing. My body's been ravaged with the illness and then with all the antibiotics and all of that. So it's, and that has, I finally now 7 years taken that step into not moving out of the killing phase into the management and healing phase. And I'm doing so much better. I started riding consistently about 2 years ago. I've been able to transition my home business with more around that with me more as a rider. I've been showing, which is huge. Yes. I mean, I didn't even ride a horse for 5 years and I was riding like 12 and 13 a day and showing in every class under the sun and moving towards higher top sport. I was so close when this got me. I was just right there getting real sponsors and everything fell apart. So anyways, I've now been rebuilding. I'm doing so much better. I've been riding almost every day. I moved to a really fabulous facility, that's hacking distance to WEF, and it's got all kind of 3 huge jumping dressed rings, conditioning track. It has everything that you need, and I can just hack over. So with my business primarily being really high-end sales, I keep them in a great environment that's good for that, and then I don't have to hook up the trailer to get myself to the show, which is at this stage, more for my mental health and costing me money. I can't really say that that's a business move to go and dump money at the horse show office, but it's important to me. And I've been doing it. And I went 3 times this WEF, up and down, with my health a little bit. I can keep working, but to really get to the show and really do what it takes to go and be successful. I don't want to go and lose. I want to go and come out with a ribbon. So that just takes extra effort and preparation and all that. But I went 3 times. I came out with 3 ribbons at the big WEF. WWF. I was thrilled, one on a hunter and one on my nice new jumper that I'm building up. Tell me this is crazy. Like my statistics of bad luck are like maybe not so good. I had to retire my other two I had gotten to make my big comeback last year. They were both older horses I've known or ridden in the past. They came up available. I thought I'll just get like 1 or 2 years out of them and retire him, but at least I have reasonable animals to go and tackle some bigger tracks. Both of them, for different soundness reasons, needed to be retired. So I retired both of those, got a nice 8-year-old that did do his 7-year-old last year. Fabulous horse, great bloodlines, powerhouse. I'm like, something just doesn't always feel right. I feel like my recovery time is not good enough. I feel like I'm pushing him on days that I shouldn't be. Anyways, lo and behold, he tests positive for pretty high levels of chronic Lyme.
No.
So now both of us have chronic Lyme. Will we ever get there? I don't know. He's 6 weeks now deep on doxycycline. And the poor horse, it's a powerful blood. It's a Grand Prix horse. And for 4 weeks there, he looked like a dejected, battered school horse.
So he kind of looked like you did for a
Yeah,
long time.
I was like, we're never going to get there, buddy. But at least you're here. I guess we can cry together. I don't know. He's like now my therapy horse. I don't know.
You know what, though? Through
we're
all of
there.
this, Jamie and I have always said one thing about you, and that's you never quit. You could have quit.
Oh my God, I know. Don't you just sometimes wish I would already? I mean, just the relentless dragging along through the difficulty.
You know
I
what?
know.
I was there, 15 years ago where you were. Not quite as bad as you, but
Yes,
I was there.
know.
I didn't drive my car
Yes.
for a year and didn't leave
Yep,
the house
yep.
for a year and all of that.
Yep.
So, you know what, though? That's all you can
get it.
do. You just keep putting one foot in front of another
You keep
until you figure it out. And
And what a blessing to have the horses.
Here's the thing too about Emily is like just what she said right there, which is what a blessing to have the horses. I have never met somebody who lives the life of see the light, to find the bright spot,
Thank
just
you, Jamie.
you just turn everything positive. I mean, listening to you just here talking and compared to what we heard last time we talked, I mean, you're like a reinvented human, and that doesn't happen without having something going on upstairs where you're like a fighter and you're positive and you're living that positive life. And it's just awesome. I'm so happy to catch back up with you.
Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate it. And and even with the difficulty, I mean, things can always be worse. And I really, truly having the ability in any capacity. I mean, I thought I was on track to Olympic Games and then got sick and completely, truly did have to reinvent myself and my business and all of this. But just even in whatever capacity to even go on, I started with trail rides. I started with Little Flat, and I have neurologic symptoms. I get vertigo wicked bad. Like I can be very uncomfortable on the back of a horse, which was never something I ever dealt with. It's been nuts, but
yeah, you grew up on a horse. Your parents pretty much dumped you in Wellington when you were a teenager and said, "Figure it out, kid."
Figure it out, kid. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, wow, this is like super crazy to not feel so good. But it's just process, and dealing with these animals, they're beautiful animals. And even having gone through what I had to go through with Ava Belli and Colordo, two of my heart horses, both retired within a month of each other. You know what? I could have shockwaved. I could have done more stuff. I could have done witchcraft behind the scenes and squeezed another 6 months out of them to my benefit. But I don't have that in me. The horse comes first. I love the animals. Even being a high level competitor and doing the sales, I love to connect people to their heart horse. It's a beautiful thing. The horses that's what saves me. I mean, I have my faith as well, but you can't discredit these horses. They're magical. And if you have the right mindset,
I got to tell everybody, Emily, we do really bad ads on Friday. We still do that, by the way, after all these years.
You guys are the best, man. You guys are the
But
best.
Emily writes the worst ads for selling horses. She is the epitome of really bad ads. And yet she'll write an incoherent sentence on Facebook and sell these $100,000 horses. That's the kind of reputation Emily has.
Yeah.
Jennifer and I will look at your ad and go, That is the
What
worst
the
ad
hell?
I've ever seen. And the horse will sell the next week, and we're going, what the hell? Just
It's so funny. I do read them sometimes. I'm like, does that make sense? I mean, to like 5% of the people who have the budget for that particular animal, those words ding the bell, and we don't have to use too many nouns and pronouns and adjectives and
no,
all of this.
Hey,
or
get it across.
punctuation,
That's
just
important.
nothing.
I like the emojis, sprinkle in a couple happy emojis, you know. But honestly, like the horses sell themselves, the good ones. There's great animals out there, and they get good. There's a lot of really good buyers too, and it's super fun. Like I've got a really nice girl I'm good friends with. Actually, in fact, we've had her on when I was doing the radio. Sarah Watson, do you remember
Oh,
Sarah?
yeah.
And poor Sarah was the victim twice of horrendous barn fires and total loss on horses and equipment. And like the one was when she was a kid, and you know, a little bit more of a rinky-dink barn, and then the last one, you may have seen it on social media and things passed around. It was just a couple years ago, like lightning, a brand new, incredible facility of one of her owners, and there's clients and everybody else there. It was a group there, but I believe lightning hit the propane tank of the barn.
Oh God.
And yes, just horrendous, poor thing. But so she was just devastated, lost all of her horses again, and couldn't put one foot in front of the other. And she came down to just get away. I was like, just come to Wellington, just get out of there a minute. You know, the weather's good at least. You know, just kind of switch area codes for a minute and decompress and recalibrate. And she ended up getting one of her owners to buy a really nice young hunter while she was down here. And she wasn't even sure she could even ride anymore. She was so devastated. And she just had this connection, you know, that feeling, that spark, that connection. And it all worked out. They ended up buying this nice young hunter. And last year she was Horse of the Year in her zone for the 2-9 Baby Green Hunters. And it just, to see her heal, you know, like the horse did that. And that was an amazing experience for me. And there's many more like that where you really change people's lives. It's not some like gross horse trader. People are peddling horses and changing microchips and all this. A lot of those days are over. Okay, if you go to an auction, maybe you can run into it. But with social media and certainly in the circles I run, it's not like that. And it's just a beautiful thing. So that's been amazing to stay connected to the sport in a meaningful way, even if I haven't been able to ride competitively. But
Well,
3 ribbons, baby, this year at WEF. I went 3 times. I
yay
came back
for
with
you.
3.
We're so excited for you. One other
Thank
question
you.
here before we have to let you go.
Yes.
We've been having this discussion for the last couple of months on the show, and you know, everything price-wise went up during COVID, and then most of it has come down. Trucks and cars and trailers and
Yeah.
all of that have
Not by
come down.
much.
Yeah, but some, I mean, they haven't
Yeah.
continued to go up. Horses, on the other hand, why are horse prices still so high?
You know, they are. And okay, training is expensive. A lot of times because of room and board is expensive. And hay is, I mean, you live in a place down
No,
here,
okay,
they're
but
shipping it
I
from,
get that. I'm going to interrupt you. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
But people are still paying the price, is what I mean.
Well,
that's what
horse
happens with the
buying
economy is people stop. That's what happens with trucks
Yes,
and
they
cars.
stop paying the price. But
But-
horses is a little bit of an impulse purchase. Some people
Jamie
plan
doesn't
it
know
out.
anything about that.
Most people are stricken with some kind of psychosis, and all of a sudden, all of the boundaries don't exist,
Wait a minute.
and they just must
Oh
have
my
That's a
God.
polite word for Jamie, psychosis. I'm writing that down.
It's a blinding of
In my
what makes
head.
sense.
Get out of my house, Emily. Jesus.
I know. Me too, baby. Me too. Oh my gosh, we're all sick in the head, everybody. And I try to like actually match the appropriate horses because people go head over heels for the right color or it looks this or that. And to me, I would like repeat business. I want people happy and the horses happy. All the more reason to not buffer prices and whatnot. The animals need to be judged as they are on whatever they can perform at. But yeah, no, it's total impulse purchase. It's like shopping, you know.
It's good for
crazed.
your bank account, though.
You know, it works. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I do try to make the appropriate matches. I have really constantly trying to steer people back to reality, which does not always work. People want what they want. But I will say the horses down here are really expensive. There's a lot of money that's already into them. You spend one circuit down here in the showing and all that. And then, of course, feed, farriers and whatnot. So the prices kind of are what people have into them, shockingly. But the people who are shopping in that sort of 100,000 and under, that is way, way less. Those folks have slowed down, maybe gone to different, less populated circuits, maybe taken the circuit off. But down here is a little more of the high-end buyers, shoppers, showers, best horses in the world half the year, and Ocala as well. And those folks, business goes on. I mean, we're dealing with people that like invented the color television, like they want what they want, whatever horse they want. It's a different crowd, which is a little weird, but business continues.
Well, we're proud of you, girl. We really are.
Thank you.
If you want to check out her custom-made show shirts, go to eceequestrianco.com. I'll put a link in the show notes there. Jamie can verify it's probably been 10 years. She's still wearing them.
I love it. I got to get that tag. That's hilarious. Yes, lasts too long. Absolutely. Don't they ever?
We love you, Emily.
It's so nice to connect with you guys. Love you guys too. I'm glad you're doing well, and congratulations.
Take care.
For first-time horse owners and new riders just starting out, finding the information and support you need can be challenging. That's why Equine Network has partnered with Sentinel Feed to bring you My New Horse, a place where equestrians just getting into horse ownership or riding will find the resources and community they need at precisely their stage of the equine journey. From important horse-keeping information and how-to videos to social media communities and more, My New Horse is your one-stop shop for riders of all levels and disciplines who are eager to find easy-to-understand horse care information and guidance. Start your horse ownership journey today. Visit mynewhorse.com.
Well, coming up now, we have another of Where Are They Now guests, and it is Jacqueline Burke. We met Jacqueline years and years ago. She's been a listener of ours for a very long time, I think almost since the beginning. And she has co-hosted this show a couple of times. She's an eventer out of Maryland. And I know a lot of you wanted to get caught up on her too. She's very active in the auditor room as well.
And now it's time to bring another old friend, not that she's old. Okay. Don't get me there. Old friend Jacqueline Burke. She has filled in as a co-host several times. She is a Maryland eventer, and she has the Haplin Hills Equestrian Center. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hey, Jamie. Hey, Glenn. How's it going?
Great.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear your voice. I love these Where Are They Now segments because you're like, whatever, I've been right here. But we're bringing you back.
Nothing's changed. Here we are.
So what's going on with so you hurt your shoulder, you had some surgery, and how's the recovery going? And was it like a horse injury?
It was a horse injury.
Big surprise.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I fell off a younger horse last year, actually in July at a competition in the show jumping. He just honestly kind of spooked at the last, maybe a stride or two out from the second to last jump. And when I say he spun and I went flying. And I must there's a full photography, the photographic evidence of what happened. And I must have kept my hand on the reins, which, I think they taught all us older people to never let go, but now they're teaching the younger kids to let go, because I think I ended up tearing my labrum. But of course I didn't know right away. So I went on to ride 2 or 3 more horses that day, competed all of August and September, and was like, man, this is just not coming around. And sure enough, it was fully torn. So my surgeon was kind of like, I'm really surprised you were even riding in general. I'm like, well,
have you met an eventer? That's just how it goes.
You're all the same.
Yeah. So
the worst fall I ever had, because when we're younger, they never let go. And then you just become a catapulting lawn dart when you don't let go. So I have come from the same school as you, and probably the worst fall I ever had was when I didn't let go.
Yeah, it happened. So I just started riding probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. And I'm still having a lot of cramping, still in PT. I think they're going to try and, inject it here in a couple weeks, just because it's still bothering me quite a lot. But whatever, here we are.
Gotta get this hock injections. There you go. So tell us, there are some happy things that are happening in your life besides you getting back on the horse. Tell us about your family.
So I have a 4-year-old son, which, Glenn, isn't that crazy? Because I think when you visited the farm, I was pregnant.
You were pregnant. That's right. And by the way, I wanted to say too, for everybody out there that remembers those days when we did the road show for 6 weeks and visited all those, hundreds of people around the country. One of our favorite stays was at your place, and you brought probably 100 people for that party. But it was one of our favorite stays, and I think it's because as soon as we drove in the driveway and at your farm, we felt like it was at home. We were at home.
Oh, well, that's so nice. Yep. Yeah, we try and make it a great atmosphere around here, but it's definitely a good time, and I'm really lucky. I have a really good group of students and clients, and
Jamie, they love her. They love her.
Aw.
So that tells you something.
Most days, Glenn. Most days.
So yeah, tell everybody about Haviland Hills Equestrian Center. What you do.
Yeah, so it's about a 25-acre farm. We have an indoor, outdoor. We have a cross-country schooling field with bank, water ditches, all the stuff, which is great to have at home. And it's a small program. We have a 12-stall barn, so we normally have anywhere between like 12 and 16 horses on the property. Because, some got to share stalls or have to live out.
I get it, sister. It's all good.
And most of my clients are, everything from, adult amateurs who work and live in Baltimore or DC, have, a regular 9 to 5. I have a couple kids in middle and high school. But it's a really good group. Everybody, primarily right now, everybody's eventers, but I have had just dressage people or folks who are just doing some show jumping. But right now it's, primarily all eventers. And then I do have, I would say another half of my student base are folks who like trailer in as well. So we call ourselves the Haviland Hills event team. I think this year we're trying to take a big group down to AECs in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So it should be a fun season for sure. But I feel like we're all a little behind, but that's okay. It's only March.
It's only March, girl. It's only March.
Yeah.
So you have this wonderful farm and this wonderful kind of barn family, but Glenn wanted to remind everyone, I guess me, that you actually have a real job too.
I do have a real job. Yeah. I've been at this in a big data company. I've been in tech basically my whole career. And in my head, I was definitely going to be doing the horses full time now. But honestly, it really hasn't made any sense.
That big paycheck helps.
The paycheck is nice, but I will also say, I feel like part of the reason I consider myself good from a coaching and training perspective is I have some balance, right? Truly enjoy teaching and riding. So it's not like a chore. I don't view it as a chore. So I think it keeps me fresh and focused.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, because this comes up a lot, and you're one of the very few that's taken this route where you've kept your big girl job. And do you think that if you had gone full time, you would feel differently about the riding and the teaching than you do now?
I will say this. I think I have set myself up and my family to make that step back into horses full time and feel financially ready to do that whenever I decide to do that. I think part of the reason that people get stressed and or it becomes just a chore, just like another job, is let's all be honest, horses are super expensive and they're only getting more expensive. So I think if you have to figure out a way to have multiple sources of income, right? So just in the barn, one of the things is with the cross country field, we allow people to come schooling. So it's a great passive income, right? It doesn't require any of my time if people want to come use the facilities, but we're still, potentially making money from that. So I think in general, people are realizing in the horse world, they have to have other multiple sources of income. It can't just come from riding. It can't just come from teaching. To be able to do it.
Diversify a little bit.
Yeah.
You're right. And that is one of the toughest parts was I love teaching, but when you're teaching a lesson, you are 100% taken up in that time. And there's only so much you can charge for that time. So yeah, by finding other streams of income when you have your own facility, like I remember when I was teaching all the stuff full time, the most money I ever made was summer camps where you could get 20 kids in one day as opposed to like 4, in private lessons. So I did learn that. And that is exactly probably what you guys have had to figure out at Haviland Hills is like, hey man, where can we want to use all the space?
But you make so much money boarding, don't you, Jacqueline?
So much money. You guys should see my P&L. It is, really, my accountant only yells at me once a year when they're like, why do you own this business? How is it making money?
Yeah.
No, it's coming along. But yeah, I think, Glenn, I think in the next couple years, I'll probably go back to riding full time. I'm not getting younger. I've been quietly rebuilding a string of horses. And I feel like once they're kind of back at that FEI level, it's a little hard to.
Okay, tell us about the one horse. And you know which one it is, which one's going to take you, or you at least hope will take you. So tell us about that.
I want to hear about all of them.
Okay, I can't just pick one. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do have a heart horse.
Everybody does.
I don't think she's going to take me there. I think she likes to snack and go on trail rides. But I love her so much, and she is beautiful, and she likes to jump, and she likes to do dressage, but I don't think she per se wants to be a 5-star event horse, but that's okay. I
love her and she's pretty and you like to kiss her nose.
Exactly. And could I sell her and make money? Absolutely. Am I going to? No.
Bring in the accountant again. Okay.
Yes, but she's, she's evented up through the modified level. I'll probably continue to do some straight show jumping and straight dressage with her. I just think, I just don't know if she likes doing all 3 phases in one day. I think she thinks it's hard. But I do have 2 homebreds. They are 4 and 5 now. And my 5-year-old, his name is Otter. He's like a little honey badger. He loves to jump. He can move. He's not very big. He's only maybe 15 3 hands, but I don't know. He might be special. We'll see. I'm excited about both of them. So, and then I have another young horse who's currently competing at the training level. So we got a crew. We got a little string.
That sounds lovely. And then you have a lot of students that like to go out and compete as well.
Yeah, we have, I have 9 in-house students, and then probably another 10 to 15 who trailer in probably weekly, if not some of them are more.
You're a force at the horse trials. Where do you guys compete mainly? Because I've never competed up in the Northeast and New England area. So where do you guys go?
Yeah, we're really spoiled. Area 2 for eventing. I mean, I need to actually do the math, but we probably have close to 40 horse trials within an hour and a half of us. Yeah.
Man, that is crazy.
At probably 15 to 20 different venues. So we're pretty lucky. So we do stay here, but I think one of the things is, I grew up in Chicago, so everywhere we went, we had to trailer and stay overnight, and it was a whole weekend affair. But in this area, you could literally go up through the advanced level and never stable if you wanted to. So we actually try and make it a point to go to places like Carolina International at the Carolina Horse Park or the Virginia Horse Park, or go out to Kentucky. Because otherwise, you get a little used to working out of your trailer, and then all of a sudden you go to an event that matters and your horse has never been in a stall overnight outside home. You're like, oh, wait.
Oh my God, they sold me. Yeah. I'm never going to go home again.
Yeah. So I think we'll go to Virginia horse trials in May. And then, like I said, I think we're going to try and go to Kentucky in August.
All right. Well, will we meet up at the Kentucky 3-day, or are you still on the mend from your surgery?
Okay. You're going to be a little jealous, Jamie. So me and a group of the girls from the farm are actually planning a trip to Italy, and then to Germany to Aachen in August. So we will not be going to Kentucky, but we are going to the World Equestrian Games.
Oh, okay. We got to go. I'm cutting this off. We're done. That sounds amazing. Well, definitely come back afterwards and tell us how it went. That sounds incredible. And that's definitely a bucket list trip. I mean,
yeah, I'm super excited. We have our tickets. We have a hotel that you can like walk to the stadium. I'm pretty excited. So,
oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah, I will more than happily come back and talk about it.
Well, what's your little boy's name before we let you go so he can listen back and mommy says hi?
His name is Henry, and hello, Henry. I'll let him listen. He's hilarious, so he'll think this is really fun.
Hi, Henry.
All right. Hi, Henry. Fantastic. If people wanted to get a hold of you, do you have a website or somewhere they can find you?
Yeah, you can go to Hablyn, which is HABLYN hills.com, or find us on Instagram as well at the same. Yeah, would love folks to follow. We post a lot of content about, even recently started posting content of me teaching, so which people seem to like. So take a look.
Right on. Jacqueline Burke, thank you so much for coming back on, and we'll talk to you after some other vacation you're going to take that I don't want to talk about.
Bye, Jacqueline.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
That's right. It is time for this day in equine history. And today, for the first story, Jamie, this music's appropriate, I think, actually.
I love it.
We're going back to 1662.
What?
That's the day public transportation was born in Paris. The world's first organized public transit system began operating in Paris, known as the Five Penny Coaches. The service was the brainchild of Blaise Pascal, who was a mathematician, by the way. It was the first time that horse-drawn carriages had operated on fixed routes with fixed schedules and fares, regardless of whether there were passengers or not. So taxis only show up, right, and take you places when you need them. This was the first time there was like a train service, only it was carriages. They operated for 250 years until the car took over. Each coach was a heavy carriage designed to carry exactly 8 passengers, and they were facing each other. So there were benches facing each other. And each coach was pulled by a pair of horses. Apparently, they had the stables to do this operation, was hundreds of horses that they would trade them out like every 4 hours.
So it's almost like a tram.
Yeah, like a tram
system.
Yep, or a bus system of the day. The first buses probably would be a better analogy even. But the guy he was kind of a stickler about mathematics, and he figured out the routes down to 7-minute intervals, and apparently was really strict on making sure that everybody stuck to their routes. I think there was probably better timing back then than it is now to catch the bus or the train. But so public transportation, 1662. Next story. One of the greatest racehorses in history was born on this day in 1883 in England. Ormond was an English thoroughbred who achieved what many considered the impossible record. He retired with a perfect record of 16 wins and 0 losses. He won the English Triple Crown in 1886. That was the 2000 Guinea Stakes, the Epsom Derby, and the St. Leger Stakes. What makes it extra amazing, Jamie, is that he was a bad roarer. He had all kinds of breathing respiratory problems, but didn't stop his racing at all. Apparently, he was just an incredible racer. So
I got to say a couple things. First of all, I am so proud that you had an idea and you haven't forgotten about it. Like, because typically, like, Glenn will be like, I'm going to do this every day. And he does it one time and then he forgets it. So, like, I'm proud of you. Second of all, I was given an assignment to do a book report on citation.
Oh, yeah. What happened to that?
Him. I have it, and you said we didn't have time
tomorrow.
Today,
we're doing, or Friday. We'll do that one.
Friday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do it Friday.
All right. On March 18th, 1916, the very first Aiken Horse Show in the Woods was held in South Carolina. Of course, a lot of our listeners and friends live in Aiken. Before highways existed, the Southern Railway Company ran special trains just to bring spectators to this remote clearing in the pines, from New York, mostly from the city. It was a society event that featured 17 classes of thoroughbreds, hunters and jumpers. Keep in mind, 1916. It solidified Aiken's reputation as the winter colony for elite equestrians and remains one of the oldest and most atmospheric horse shows in the U.S. today. And it's one of the most atmospheric towns. Aiken downtown looks like a 1900s New England town. It's just the coolest thing.
Cool.
It is really cool. So there's your news for today. Now that was the fun, interesting news. Now it's time for...
Time to learn why some days you're embarrassed to be part of the human race. In Jamie's Weird News.
Okay, today's weird news, most of them are, they're all sent in by our listeners, and even Glenn sent one in. But if you are ever looking through the news and you're like, that's super weird, email it to me, weirdnews@horseradionetwork.com. Let me say it again, weirdnews@horseradionetwork.com. And sometimes it goes to junk. So I'll get to it eventually if I remember to check. But I would like to thank these people for participating. Aaron, Matt, Katie, Shelley, Shannon, Glenn, Ashley, Sharon, and Michelle all sent me weird news stories, and I do appreciate it. And Glenn, this first one is for you. Okay. Have you ever done yoga?
Yeah, I actually do. Yes, I still do.
Okay, well,
at home.
really?
I never went anywhere to do it.
Well, I got a place you can go.
Okay.
It's fantastic. So you know how they have like yoga classes they had like goat yoga for a while.
Yeah, and
then
sweaty
they had,
yoga and all those things. Yeah,
puppy yoga.
Yeah.
And even in Alaska, they've done yoga with reindeer. It seems weird that people are incorporating animals into yoga. But I mean, seriously, like puppy yoga, I would totally do that. However, there's one new type of yoga you can do. And this is in Portland, Oregon. And I really think we should book you a ticket before I tell you what it is. Because it is held at a place called HISS, HISSS, a reptile-centered pet store.
Nope.
They offer many things, services for reptiles like turtles and tortoises. They do beak trimming and nail clippings, and they have spa packages. And now they are offering snake yoga.
Oh, God, no.
That's right.
Isn't yoga, you're supposed to relax. How is anybody relaxed with snakes crawling all over them?
Okay, I would like you to Google snake yoga, and you'll see this picture of this lady.
I'm just not doing it. I will have nightmares.
Here's the caption under the picture. Christina Chang is encircled by Gemma, a carpet python, during snake yoga. Let me stress the word encircled.
Hey, we have a few from Florida we could send up to them if they need them. We have a few.
Yeah. So they also have like giant tortoises that go around, lizards.
Time to learn why some days.
I just hit any sound file that would shut you up.
Just play something. Okay, so this time we are gonna go to
who sent that
else?
one in? I want to take them off our list and make sure
none your business. So there's a hospital in Tallahassee. Well, you know how like there's an issue, and this is why like some people hate having rental properties, because there's like rental properties and they go to people to stop paying and they get kicked out, evicted, and the people won't leave. They become squatters,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's happening more often than not nowadays.
It is happening more often than not, and now it's happening in Tallahassee, Florida, because this woman was sent to the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital back in October, and she had whatever done to her, and they were like, okay, time to go, and she's like, I ain't leaving. She has been squatting in a hospital room in the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital since last October. And they have tried everything. Again, this is one of those that, yes, I have more questions than answers. Why is she getting food? I mean, you think you could starve them out of there or whatever. I don't know what's going on with the staff in there, but they said that they have limited inpatient beds. And this woman is squatting in a hospital room and refuses to leave. So they just sued her. I don't know what good that's gonna do. I would just be like, hey, somebody come and get her and take her out.
Can't the police haul her out like they do with people squatting in houses?
I don't know. They said that they've offered her assistance, including coordination with family members, offering non-emergency medical transport, and they'll take her to get whatever identification she needs. Because I guess she's like, I don't have any idea. I can't rent a place, so she's going to live in the hospital. So again, it's very Florida. I mean, but like, how's she getting food? Are the nurses still bringing by Jell-O?
Who's paying the bill?
She's not. Nobody's paying the bill. She's squatting in the hospital, and now they've sued her. So we will keep you up to date. Again, it's Florida, so I don't know what kind of craziness is going on in there, but they actually contacted, this is in People Magazine, actually. People Magazine contacted a representative for Tallahassee Memorial Hospital to ask these questions, and they said TMH is not able to discuss active legal matters, including background details. So no comment.
But if you want to visit her, she's in room 2019.
Exactly. Another one from People Magazine, because it is, like we go to horse shows here in the US, and I think that, like, I think of horse shows like the halter classes, they're basically beauty classes, right? On how the horse's conformation is and how the horse looks and how it moves and all this. Well, they, in Oman, they have camel shows and what they call the camel beauty pageant. Unfortunately, 20 of its competitors were disqualified. Why? According to Forbes and People Magazine, 20 camel owners had their animals disqualified after veterinary inspectors discovered that the camels have undergone several comedic procedures to enhance their appearance. What cosmetic procedures could a camel have, you ask?
Yeah, I'm asking.
They have the disqualified camels had received a mix of injectables, including hyaluronic acid injections to their lips, dermal
fat
fillers.
Lips are good for camels too, apparently.
Gotta have that big old, they call it pouty lips, dermal fillers, and silicone around their nose. Botox to soften their faces, and silicone wax. There are more, but silicone wax to inflate their humps.
I was going to say they had hump surgery had to be in there.
I don't know how they found out. Like, it's not like they could be like, hey, did you guys get Botox?
Yeah, and you wouldn't see needle marks on a camel, I don't think.
No, according to Forbes, just so you know what they are judged in, they're judged in 4 main categories: coat, neck, head, and hump. And so judges look for the animals with the shiniest hair, of a definable cover, and a long, wide, muscular neck, large head with large lips, long eyelashes, and a well-shaped hump with good posture. Apparently it's, but it's just a silly novelty event, but they draw a lot of interest from tourists, investors, and more. And there are camel breeders in the community who are blacklisted. I can't even afford Botox on myself.
One more?
That's it. One more.
All right. I have a competition to end the show, too, that nobody knew existed.
So this one is also from Florida, and it begged further questioning.
Please tell me it's the story I sent you. Please.
I believe it is, my friend. I believe it is, because you, along with many other people, sent me this story. I did do some more research.
Good, because I was wondering how this was existing, how this was a thing anyway.
Oh, it's a thing, Glenn. It's a thing. There was just there was a bill that was trying to be passed in Florida, and if Florida lawmakers had passed it, House Bill 733, cousin marriages would have been banned. But
first cousin marriages
did not pass.
First cousin marriages, not just cousin marriages, first cousin marriages.
in Florida, it's legal to marry your first cousin. Now,
are we the only state?
why does that need to be said? But apparently, they tried to pass it and it got voted down. Who voted it down?
Yeah, what lobby is out there for first cousin marriages?
Well, historically, notable figures such as Albert Einstein and Franklin Roosevelt married their cousins. Okay. And then the comments have continued. Well, it makes for a nice small wedding party.
You don't have to bite both sides. They're there anyway.
They did say that the practice, though unusual, it only accounts for the small number of 250,000 marriages nationwide are people marrying their first cousins.
Are they allowed to procreate? Because that's where the problems come in.
It says, I mean, if you have the same grandpa, you don't want grandpa to be on both sides of the aisle at your wedding. So
where do you sit? Does that determine who they like the best?
Sit on the bride or the groom's side? I don't know. I'll just sit in the middle.
By the way, I just looked it up. There are 19 U.S. states that allow marriage between first cousins.
And I would like to tell you which ones they are.
Because
I have it right here. And you are allowed to marry your first cousin, which I don't understand why you would be like, we should pass a law to make it illegal. But in Alabama, California,
California allows it?
Yep.
Wow.
And they're picking on Florida, but it's literally illegal in Alabama, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Washington, D.C.
No surprise there.
Lawmakers, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Vermont. So Florida's not the only crazy group here.
Not Utah, where you would assume it would be allowed in Utah.
No, you're not. Obviously, you can't marry your cousin. You can only marry your second cousin, but all of them.
Oh my God, I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this.
There are some restrictions, Glenn. Let's be real. Okay.
Like they're not allowed to procreate?
Some states allow it only under specific conditions. For example, if both parties are over 50 or if one is sterile.
Well, then I feel better about it, actually. You know,
so I was reading the story to a friend of mine, and he was like, who cares? You want to marry your cousin? Marry your cousin. I don't care. Just don't have any babies.
And you know what? We apologize if one of you listening has married your first cousin, but then we also want you on the show. We want to know how it went.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, could you please reach out? Yeah. I need to know. I need to know.
I am 63 years old, and this is the first time I have probably thought about this or even knew it was a thing.
At 63 years old,
I'd be allowed to marry my first cousin.
Oh, you know what? When you type in follow-up questions, more questions come.
Yeah, don't go to there.
No, I can't. I'm not going to read that on the show.
Okay,
if you want to hear the follow-up questions, just Google in what states is it illegal to marry your first cousin, and then many more questions come down. You know how they do the suggest questions?
Yes.
I'm not doing those. I'm not reading those. I'm not reading any of those. Oh, okay. I got to go.
I got to tell you, our legislature here in Florida works once a year, and then they do it all at once, and then they pass all the bills or not pass them, and then they wait till next year. So it's a part-time legislature. They probably get paid full-time pay to do that, but it's part-time. And there were 180 bills passed that went to the governor's desk. And I actually looked through all 180 bills. And
good.
Some of the things that surprised me were like, oh my God, why is there a bill for that?
It's like, why is there a bill for first cousin marriage?
Yeah, but that one flunked.
I can't get a damn turnpike stopped, and people are marrying cousins in Florida.
Anyway, we have to cleanse after that. So I have the final story of the hour here. So we need to cleanse our souls after that weird news section.
Yes.
There was some weird news in there. I got to get the snakes from stuffing and racking around me when I'm doing yoga for the first thing.
I was thinking, if you want to cleanse from cousin marriage, just go do some snake yoga.
There's a competition that you didn't know existed. And I will tell you, do you know where Suwanee, Georgia is?
I sure do,
Do you?
baby.
Yeah? Is it rural? Real rural?
It's kind of northeast of Atlanta.
Okay.
It's rural, and I mean anything outside of Atlanta it turns rural.
Okay.
So,
Well, there's an
to be fair.
18-year-old by the name of Rocco Camarata who
Oh, I know that
just
guy.
won
Just
a
kidding.
competition. Publix down here is a very well-respected grocery store. It's a little more expensive, but the employees are the nicest people you will ever meet in your life. They are the nicest store employees I have ever met. They're just the nicest people.
When I go to Atlanta to visit, the first place I go is Publix to get a pub sub.
Oh, and I don't care what age you are. They pack your bags. They have human checkouts, and they'll offer to load your car. I don't care what age you are. So anyway, there was an 18-year-old Publix employee from Suwanee, Georgia, this Rocco dude, who has been crowned the national champion at the, wait for it, National Grocers Association Best Bagger Competition.
Okay.
After months of intensive boot camp training with his family, he secured the title and a $10,000 grand prize by demonstrating, this is what they judge you on, superior speed, weight distribution, and technique. Skills that run in his family, as his father is a longtime Publix employee and his brother was a former competitor. His
In the family.
His victory marks the first time a Publix employee and a representative of the state of Georgia has won the national title.
Go dogs.
Did you know this was a thing?
I mean,
The
I go
National
every year,
Bagging
Glenn.
Championship?
Obviously, to be fair, I think Costco could give him a run for his money, but those are different employees. So,
I think Aldi should be in there too because they don't have baggers. They have to like scan it and bag it themselves.
No. At Aldi, they don't bag here at Aldi, you just pull your
they
cart
put it in
up
the cart. You're
and
right.
they just chuck it back in the cart
Yeah,
and
that's
like
true.
you're on
right.
your own.
They could probably win the speed checkout thing though at Aldi because they're really fast.
Bam, bam.
What
I
have we
didn't need
learned
the
on
bags.
today's show? By the way, there will not be a post show because this has run really long for us. We ended up talking with Emily and Jacqueline for a while after their interviews. So forgive us. I'm sorry, auditors. But what did we learn today? We learned that snakes are good at yoga. We learned you can marry your first cousin. We learned there's a national bagging competition. We learned
Camels get Botox.
I think the biggest thing we learned is Emily sounded so good. I mean, she really did, and that made us very happy. So
I mean, that's somebody who was on the door.
Death's door.
You know.
I think you're
that's
right.
what
I
I
think the
meant.
last time we talked to her, she was dying in the hospital. We're very happy about that today, and the biggest thing we learned is your doggy.
I know, Homer.
That's the biggest thing we learned right there.
You know what's crazy is like since the initial diagnosis, I have let that dog, like, first of all, Chad just got home from a trip and Homer is going to be super mad. He's not sleeping in my bed tonight, first of all. Second of all, I've been like, I don't ever give my dogs people food, like ever. And like, he's eating pickled chips.
She went out and bought him a steak.
I mean, whatever he's like, he looks at me while I'm eating my food and I'm like, have some tomato soup, like whatever. I don't care. They kept giving him everything. So now that I have to worry about potential pancreatitis, we've got to
He's going to be the beggingest dog ever, too.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's like when you have to, you have a horse with it, you're like, eat all the treats you want to.
Yep.
I've been kind of doing that with Homer. And now I'm like, I need to untrain.
No more chips for you, buddy.
Who knew he would like pickled potato chips as much as he does? I didn't know.
Our last greyhound loved potato chips. I don't care what flavor of potato chip. That dog loved potato chips. Lived to 13, I'll have you know, so don't go come after me for it having heart disease. It did not.
And anybody coming after me, don't worry. These are avocado oil potato chips, okay?
Yeah,
they're not
okay, they're healthy.
They're like bougie organic potato chips, okay?
Not mine. I go for kettle cooked right all the way.
Soak them in some canola, baby.
We'll see y'all.
Unbelievable. All right, spay, neuter, geld.
Equine Affair tomorrow. Really Bad Ads Friday.